Hello, and welcome back to another Autism Spectrum Tips session. My name is Justin Cairns. I am the director of the Financial Benefits and Security Squad with the Sounds of Autism. And it is a process to help everyone, maximize their benefits and, provide them clarity to where they're looking to go with autism. And today I've got a very valuable member of the Autism Financial Benefits and Security team with me, David Wilson. David, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Justin. How are you doing?
Good, good. So some people may have seen some of our previous videos where we've got some insurance benefit specialists and members on. You bring a very specific and vital role to the team on the legal side. Can you kind of share a little overview of what you do and why it's such an important balancing act between the legal infrastructure you provide and the insurance benefits?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Justin. My background is as an estate planning attorney, so I've done a lot of trusts and wills in my day. And one of the things that kind of got me into this was one of the very first clients that I ever had, and I'd only been out of law school maybe a year. I had a young woman who was autistic, and it was a fairly severe medical issue, and she had a lot of public benefits and was getting a lot of help from the state of Arizona. And she had an aunt back in Boston, Massachusetts, pass away and leave her $15,000 or $20,000. Not a lot of money, not life-changing amounts of money, but what ended up happening, because this aunt left her money directly, she ended up losing her Medicaid all-tax benefits, access benefits, and she had a little bit of supplemental security income because of the way it worked out for her, and she lost that as well. And then she basically had to spend the $15,000 or $20,000. She had another aunt that was acting as her guardian, and they had to spend the money on her needs and then reapply for all of the benefits. And instead of that money really benefiting her, it disappeared. But not only did it disappear because they just had to spend it right away, but they had to go through a huge hassle in getting her back onto the benefits she needed. And that was eye-opening for me as a young attorney. And my practice has developed into where this is essentially all I do is both with seniors and with children and young adults with disabilities, help to structure things in a way that they can be protected and receive the benefits that they need, but also that you're able, as a parent or as someone leaving them an inheritance or other financial resources, that you can do it in a way that they can benefit from it without having to really cause unnecessary problems for them in what's going on in their health care coverage and their financial support from the state or whatever that is.
You bring up a great point. I mean, obviously, someone hears they receive an inheritance, they may think excitement and like, what are they going to go spend and use it for? But you bring up a great point that, if people aren't watching and being careful about where they position those assets, how they title those assets, what kind of assets maybe are being bequested to them, that can really throw a wrench into some of the other, Medicare, all tax type of planning that they've done before. And it sounds like you help them try to keep their nose clean so they can have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that's a really good description of it, Justin. And I think that what I end up doing kind of in my own practice is there's kind of two pieces that are really important. Number one is we help people plan ahead. So when you're, just like you just said, when you're leaving assets or finances to someone who has some of these issues where they are going to need some support from either healthcare or long-term care or whatever it is, that you're able to leave them assets in a way that won't affect those benefits. Those benefits will still be in place, but then what you leave them can just add to their quality of life. And then the other thing that we do is on the other end of that spectrum, once someone has received something from a family member, from a parent, for example, inheritance or whatever it is, and there is maybe a trust set up for them that will handle those assets appropriately, then we oftentimes end up helping the trustee, the person who's managing the money for that person over time. We help them make sure that the way they deal with that trust doesn't affect the benefits or cause problems for the beneficiaries. It can be something, this is a little wild, I'll tell you a quick little thing about that. There can be a major difference between two scenarios that sound exactly the same. Let's say that I've left money in a supplemental needs trust for my child, and the trustee has a choice. They can give the child a couple of $100 and the child goes down to Walmart and buys groceries, or they set up a debit card for that child and the child uses a debit card that's attached to trust funds to make purchases at Walmart. Those two scenarios are incredibly similar, and it almost doesn't, in real life, it doesn't make a difference which you do, pay with a debit card or pay with cash. But in benefit land, that one change can be the difference between that child being eligible for benefits or not being eligible for benefits. And so it's not just setting the trust up on the planning side of things that's important, it's how you use it on a day-to-day basis going forward. And so we help people walk through that process, once that trust or once those assets are there and for that beneficiary. Yeah.
Well, and we definitely live in benefit land, David. Every person that we come across in the autism community, this is definitely top priority. And if it's not, a little education collectively from the team, I think it becomes top priority. So thank you so much for joining us today and giving us some insights. Please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or any other channels that we're currently on. David's contact information is attached to this. And also please go and join the Sounds of Autism website to find other details on all the other team members and their contact information. Thanks again, David. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you.